Live from the Average Joe Nation studios in St. Clair, Missouri. This is the Average Joe Podcast, a show that proves that in this crazy world, a combination of common sense and a C-plus average is actually a superpower. Sure, he's crazy, but what if he's right? Please welcome your host, Damon Gilbert.
Good afternoon. Good morning, whatever. It's Monday. I guess it's the 7th of July, and I gotta tell you this. I did a whole recording on this, a 15-minute segment earlier, and I didn't have my headphones on. So I know it looks goofy sometimes. What are you gonna do? But the problem is, if you don't have these headphones on, you can't tell that your microphone is not on. So guess what? I did a whole 15-minute segment earlier and no sound whatsoever. So I fired that guy. He's gone. My personality, I had to get rid of him. I said, get your shit and get out of here because I can't put up with this. So anyway, got the cans back on. I can't operate without them because I can hear my own voice. It makes all the difference in the world, especially if you're doing clips and whatnot. You know that it's actually on there. So today I've screwed up pretty big. So anyway, back to the subject at hand, and what I want to talk about is, well, first of all, I want a show of hands. Who actually thought that anyone was going to pay a price for being on the Epstein list? Who did? Show of hands. Did anybody believe that? Did anyone actually believe that something was going to be done? That someone was going to pay? That there were going to be repercussions for their behavior? Did you really think that? Because I in the back of my mind, I knew this was never going to happen. Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, and Pam Bondi have either been threatened or they've been compromised at some level. And now this has basically been thrown on the pile of things we don't care about anymore and have been settled. See, history will write this. History is written by the winners. I've said that for years. It always is. History is written by those who have money and power, control. So you see it now. And this will fade into the sunset, just like everything else. I, for one, will not believe anything that the DOJ says from this day forward, because you've got right now, according to their announcement, it says here exclusive. Actually, I think I'll bring it up on here on the. Share the screen here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, here we go. Exclusive DOJ, FBI conclude Epstein had no client list and died by suicide. It says here, President Trump's Justice Department and the FBI have concluded they have no evidence that convicted sex offender and disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed powerful figures, kept a client list, or was murdered, according to a memo detailing the findings obtained by Axios. The administration is releasing a video. Okay, so this should put all your fears to rest, all your questions to rest. They're releasing a video in both raw and enhanced versions. See, they're trying to convince you that they didn't edit it. Okay, I just want to make sure we're clear on that. That it says indicates no one entered the area of the Manhattan prison where Epstein was held the night he died in 2019. The video supports a medical examiner's finding that Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide, the 2-page memo claims. Here's the problem I've got with that. I've got several problems here. And again, I'm going back to what I've always said. The rich never pay for anything. They just don't. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. The rich will always slide. I remember a line in a movie. It was called, it was a movie with Bill Murray, and it was about bowling, and I can't remember. I think it was, what was it? I can't remember. It was about bowling. Anyway, the point is that Bill Murray actually won $1 million, and he said when they were interviewing him, he said, "I finally have enough money that I can get away with anything." And I always love that quote because it's true. It's true. If you have enough money, you can get away with anything. Now, what will happen is, and you've heard this in the past few months, actually, with the DOJ and Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, and Pam Bondi coming forward and saying we're arresting these people. They did A, B, or C. That's fine. It's no names that you and I know. It's usually, I mean, say you got the CEO in a building. Okay, he's on the top floor, right? CEO's up there. He's doing all kinds of horrible things. What they're doing here is they're arresting the janitor who takes care of the building or the maintenance guy, and they're claiming he did this. Okay, that's what's going on here. None of this is real. None of this makes any sense, and I couldn't be more disappointed. I really couldn't. But having said that, I knew this was coming. There's no doubt about it. There was no doubt about it. They were never going to do anything about this ever. And if you thought they were, bless your heart. It's sweet. It's adorable. Yeah, you think, and I agree with you 100%. Your thought process on this. Why shouldn't someone who's done something so horrible be held accountable? Well, it's because they're powerful people. And they have absolutely no intentions of being held accountable for anything they've done. But my only question is this: then why is Ghislaine Maxwell in jail? Right? Shouldn't she be released? What did you convict her for? Oh, you convicted her for trafficking humans. But we didn't write any of this down. We didn't know who the clients were. Obviously, the only way you can have a sexual case, you did something illegal, would be to have a victim and the perpetrator, correct? And then you've got the person in between, who is usually the pimp, who's arranging this meeting. So again, the thing is, and I'm so disappointed in this because I really am. I saw it coming. There was no way they were going to do anything to anybody. There's too many powerful people on this list. I'm sure the list has been buried, burned. I have no idea. I have no idea. But as far as the DOJ is concerned right now, and the FBI, this is a settled matter. Nothing to see here, folks. Move along. That's exactly what you're being told. You're being told to, I guess, put your common sense aside, put your suspicions aside, put your conspiracy, your tinfoil hat away, and don't worry about this. Just go on, go to the lake, enjoy 4th of July, take your kids to baseball practice, and not worry about this. It's really not that important. That's what you're being told. They're treating you like children. That's what they're doing. And I, for one, am insulted by it. I really am. I don't even know. I'm indifferent to it at this point because I expected it. I was more upset by the fact that Dan Bongino came out and said that, he had no evidence that Epstein had killed himself. That's when I knew the jig was up. I really did. Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, and Pamela Bondi are worthless. And if Trump, and believe me, I agree with a lot of what Donald J. Trump's doing. And I think his heart is in the right place. But after that announcement, that memo sent out, and they're trying to convince the American public of what we see with our own 2 eyes, we shouldn't believe. He should fire a lot of them. He should fire all 3 of them, but he won't. They should actually resign, in my opinion. They should resign, walk away, just say, hey, I can't do this job. I personally think that Dan Bongino is going to be the first upper level person that's going to resign. I don't think he's capable of this. Now, I could be wrong. But a show of hands, who thought this was going to happen? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. It's a sad day for America. It's a sad day for justice. It's a sad day just all the way around. It really is. So they're basically telling you that if you have enough money, you have enough power, you know the people in the right places, that you can get away with anything. Well, I think that's pretty much been the way the world works for a long time. But here's the thing. This is kind of what happened in Rome at the fall of the Roman Empire. if you know anything about history, this is kind of the thing they did. We're following that same path. We are allowing pedophiles and people who with sexual perversions that you and I can't even understand, we're allowing them to walk free. We are. We're trying to, I guess, normalize this kind of behavior and act like it's really not that big of a deal. So I guess if you can live in a country like that, I guess we're just going to have to go on. We're going to have to do the best we can. I think this will be brought up constantly as an absolute example of how corrupt our system truly is. I mean, this is going to be, I mean, you can talk about 9/11 and go down the list of conspiracies that prove, I mean, all the way back to the, Kennedy assassination and even further than that. But in the modern era, this will go down in history as one of the absolute examples of being able to do something nefarious, get away with it, and then have your behavior erased from history. That's it. Stalin did stuff like this. He didn't like you. He'd have you airbrushed out of pictures. You'd be sent to Siberia or killed, and it would be like you never even existed. That's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to convince me that Jeffrey Epstein, then why was Jeffrey Epstein in jail? I mean, I for the life of me, I don't understand. Why is Ghislaine or Maxwell in jail? Their story makes no sense. There's no logic to it. So here we are. Here we sit, wondering what we can do about it. Can you elect new people to take care of this? No, you can't. These are appointed positions. There's really very little you can do about this. Even bitching about it's not going to help. So I say we just move along. Nothing to see here. Play along. I don't know what else to do. I will bring it up every time I get the chance. I'm probably going to put it in I don't know if I put it in book form at some point and slice this thing into little pieces so we can dissect it, because I'm telling you, this is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life. and that's saying something. When you've got 9/11 and the Kennedy assassination, and let's say Oklahoma City and numerous other ones, they look you dead in the eye and tell you that you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about and you're being naive, that you're making these stories up that are not true, because we have proof that, and no, you don't. Some stupid video that they're trying to pass off as legit. It's funny. Okay, so if you've got video of that, then my question would be this: why don't you have video of him killing himself? Why not? Why don't you? The story makes no sense. It doesn't. It's embarrassing. They're embarrassing me. They're insulting my intelligence. Yeah, but again, what do you do about it? You elected Donald J. Trump. I mean, I voted for him because I thought he was going to do the right thing. He put people in positions of power, and then they hired people, and none of them are worth a damn. Pam Bondi's a joke. Until someone who I recognize their name is led away in chains, you're a waste of time. Arresting some Chinese spy, which needs to be done as well. I'm not saying it shouldn't. I think traitors should be taken away. But until you actually arrest like an Adam Schiff or a Jim Comey or a Hillary Clinton, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you arresting the gardener that works for Hillary Clinton. I don't care. That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. This is embarrassing. And I today I'm a little ashamed to be an American. And I know that's a terrible thing to say. It's the greatest country in the world. It really is. But I'm ashamed of my justice system. I really am. This is pathetic, and it shouldn't be allowed to stand, but it will be. I guarantee you, this will be all a thing of the past in 2 weeks. No one will even talk about it. So that's all I got today. All right, and I will see you next time.
A little bit of crazy, but a whole lot of right. You're listening to the Average Joe Podcast with Damon Gilbert.